Howdy folks, welcome back to Mine Mogul. Today we're going to work on the threaded rods and we're going to redo some of the output stage here. So I have turned off all the auto miners. They are not active. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of this. I think I want to do that. Well, yeah, that part might work. I don't really need the what's that thing called? This thing, the ore analyzer. I thought about seeing how many pieces per minute go through, but man, I don't know. I keep going back and forth. Mr. can't make up his mind. Maybe we'll do that, and then we can see, just out of curiosity, what our throughput is. I do want to make that the other variant, though. Q, you can change the variant. There we go. Now we can see it from this side. So for right now, we're going to have iron coming through here, which means we need to bypass the coal. So let's go do that before I forget. And there were some good comments on the previous video, or sorry, 2 videos ago, about crushing the coal. I think did I forget to crush the coal on this rebuild? The rebuild, the previous video hasn't been out yet. I think I did. Yeah, I forgot to crush the coal. Whoops. So we'll fix that too. Yeah, we just went right into there, and I completely forgot to crush the coal. So you haven't even seen the previous video yet. I'll probably get some more comments on that, but that's okay. I will get it fixed. So we want this to crush. So let's get one of our crushers down here, and then can we set it on? We can set it on here. So I think we can just dump into there. Then we'll have to work our way back up. Come out of here. This is going to be really ugly. That's okay. Ooh, no, that's not going to work, is it? That'll probably interfere with getting dumped in. So let's just go ahead and go out this way. A little further, and then we'll curl back around. And then are we at the right? I think we're at the right level now. So we'll just come on here. So yeah, it's a little convoluted, but I did completely forget to crush the coal. But anywho, we're not going to be using the coal for steel, so we're going to say switch instructions. So we'll set our bypass. Then that crushed coal will just go on out and get sold. So then another change I wanted to make this a little more compact, I think. I'm going to try anyway. Then I want to set the ingots up so that I can bypass them as well. So I can send them out to sell, or I can send them down through. And then I would love to get a polisher for this stuff. I want to make this a little more compact, I think. So I think what I could do is put a platform here, because I can't put the polisher, I can't put the polisher here. You can't set stuff on rock. But I do believe I can buy the little platforms. Do I have platforms? I do. I think I can use these little guys. Like that, and then put the polisher on that. There we go. So then our gems and geodes and all that good stuff will come through here and get polished. Then they can just dump onto this output line. I'm not sure if I want this output line here yet. Let's redo this part and we'll see how we get along. So what I thought about doing, let's see if it'll fit. Basically just loop back in on myself. Have a polisher. And then where would the bypass go? Well, that's not going to fit, is it? Well, actually, no, I think it will. That, and then that, and yeah, and then that. Then what I was thinking is we could have a switch. Do I have more of those switches? I think I need to buy some. Get what they're even called, like switching conveyor blocker. No. It is a smart splitter. Nope, it's not that either. It's right up here. I probably looked right at it. Conveyor blocker? No. Routing conveyor, that's what it's called. Let's get some of those. We have a lot of money right now. So what I kind of wanted was for each ingot to be able to toggle whether it gets sold or not. Does that mean I want to redo this? Probably. But I haven't really thought through like how I want to do that, so we're doing that live. Right here. So I'm wondering, I could do that, but if I set this guy like that, that would actually line up with that. Could we let's hug the edge, go in this direction. Nope, I can't do that. One more. You're coming through, and then this guy can go all the way to the end. So this will be our sell stuff line. So we'll get rid of this. That'll give us a little more room over here. And then this guy can go ahead and come down. Not like that. Or they could just drop onto here. That'll work. Let's do that. They'll drop onto the belt. But then does this make sense for the rest of what I want to do? Maybe. Maybe not. So we could do the same kind of thing here. Perhaps, but then we're going to have to go like up and over. So we can send these out to get processed. Same thing here. Oops. Same thing here. Again, I'm just spitballing. I'm just making this up as I go. Actually, this one could probably just bend. Go out to get processed, and then this needs to go end up over there somehow. So we'll go up. And just drop onto the belt. I mean, it's not pretty, but it's a thing. Then I kind of want to do something similar here, so we can always just bypass these and have them do their thing. So I don't know if I kind of want to leave the one there. So let's do a toggle here. So if these are going to stay here, then they will get turned into things with the stuff. No, that's a cluster breaker. It looks a lot like the threader. No, this is a threading lathe. Where is the... There it is, rod extruder. These, and we'll see if this can keep up. And then this would basically go up and over. Join in with that stuff over there. Makes sense to just go over the top here. I could redo that other one. We just came back here. Pop right back onto that one. It's getting a little bit convoluted, but I have a plan. Maybe. So then we would have our extruded rods, which work just fine in the conveyors. And then we're basically out here. I don't know if I want to keep that, but then they're all even. That makes me happy. So now what we can do is we can say, I want to bypass and start making things out of ingots so I can set the bypass there. Otherwise, they're just going to go get sold. And then these are going to go on through and they'll get stuff made from them. All right, let's do it. So we need iron threaded rod, and that requires these lathe thingies. I will go ahead and put this back in there, and we want that variant. Just for funsies. That may give me an idea of what these threading lathes will handle. So it says they're slow, so I'm thinking we're going to need 2 of these. I don't know how far apart they need to be. I think that might actually work. So then we want the, we don't want the routing conveyor, we want the smart splitter. Don't believe I have one of those yet. We'll grab some of those. That was the smart splitter conveyor. Some of those. Yeah, oh, did I already have one of those? I must have, because it went in here somewhere. Oh, I did. Okay, well now we have more of them. Okay, so we're gonna come in and go out in a smart, efficient manner, in theory. Now, will this work with rods? Not sure how well it's going to work with rods. We're going to kind of just have to figure this out. Oh, and I forgot to look and see, where does this discharge? Can't really see. That's something they need to sort out. I see the... Oh, it comes out the top, right? I forgot. I figured that out before. So they're coming out the top here. So does that mean we can just do this? Then just go over and sell them? Well, should we have a separate... We should probably have a separate cell. Separate cell line. Avoid bogging things down. And then we'll even do this. Be back to factory floor height. That was the wrong button. There we go. So let's come over to this. Over one more. Then we're going to fire this up, and we're going to see what happens. Actually, we can just go and fire this up now, because it'll take a while for the stuff to filter in. And then we'll see how badly I messed up. Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, I see iron and coal and stuff heading out. Oh, we already got a gem. Look at that. So we should get a gem coming through. One thing I forgot to look. Yeah, we don't have any coal in the system. All right, cool. I thought I had ran that through, but I couldn't remember for sure. Then we just need to wait. These are all just dropping onto belts, which should probably change that into a merge. May do that eventually, but for now we'll see how this goes. And also, I think since this is fairly well finalized, I'm going to get some scaffolding and stuff set up, so I don't have to keep jumping everywhere. Here we go. We got stuff heading out to get polished. Middle lane, we got stuff heading over to the ore breakers. Our first little bits of iron headed in. So we will be getting some iron ingots very soon. I love all the little sounds in this game. They're so good. There we go. And I even remembered to put the ingot molds in. Oh boy, the comments were lit up. Rightfully so. I was being a giant derp in that video. Sitting there staring at it, pouring, full with no ingot mold in there. Sometimes I are dumb. And then I think the rod extruder is fairly fast. So I'm hoping it can keep up. Alright, that's sort of sending the rods down. Are they going to get hung up on there? Oh boy, I think we are going to be in trouble. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more of those. Switch direction. There we go. Let's sell the ingots for now. And we're going to need more of these. So we'll let these run through. We're going to need probably at least 2 more of these. They were kind of expensive, if I remember right. Love the sound, though. It's very industrial. So if we go to machines, we had the threading lathe. Yeah, they're 22,000 a piece. We can afford that. So let's get a couple more. Then we're going to have to... We're just going to have to redo all this. That's fine. Okay, we're done. Oh yeah, look at all the ingots. I'm not even sure if one of these is going to be enough. Wowzers. Yeah, we're gonna have to split probably 2 times. Alright, let's do this. Let's get rid of these guys. Gonna have to be redone. These can't sit right next to each other. I think that would be a little too weird. Something like that, and then we'll see if we can get this hooked up somehow. We're going to need a lot of splitters. That is the smart splitter, right? Smart splitter, yep. Okay. So for you guys, we're going to need one there. Ooh, that's not going to work. Oh, whoa, what happened over here? Oh my goodness. Something got stuck? Oh, this is backwards. Derp. Yeah, let's try sending that up instead of falling all over the place. I get the other one backwards? Oh, the other one's backwards too. How'd I mess that up? Well, most of you know the answer to that. I are dumb. Sometimes I are dumb. I didn't even think to look back here. Just a few of those need sorted out. Just a few. Okay, back to the steel. We're going to have to move these down. I don't have enough room here. Let's move these down here where we got plenty of room. Let's do boom, boom, boom. I think we need at least one for them to get straightened up, and then we need our guy here, and then we need our guy here. Make sure those are going the right direction. They usually auto-snap the correct way. They did not auto-snap the correct way. One of you there, one of you there. Build those in, and then we just need to get you over to here. Yeah, something like that. Then we'll see if the old rod extruder can keep up. We're sending those on through. Then these guys can go across. Gathering up the outputs. And right now we're just concentrating on the threaded rods, so we're fine taking up the factory floor with that. Kind of figuring out things, and then we can just reconfigure the factory as needed for the various ingots. Alright, those are flowing. These are flowing. How's the rod extruder doing? So far, so good on that. So we're doing, right now, we're about doing 20 items a minute. Nice. Even more than that, so more than 3 rods a second. Or sorry, 3 rods every 3... A rod every 3 seconds. No, even more than that. Like we're trending towards a rod every 2 seconds. Uh-oh. Oh. Man, I am not doing good with putting stuff in the right place. Not good at all. You need to be like that. How about you pay attention there, buddy? Too poor to pay attention, apparently. Get some of this nonsense split off. There you go. Yeah, these are pretty slow. The paperwork was correct. They are kind of slow. So we'll have to see. Yeah, they're still getting hung up. We've got way too many coming through. The rod extruder seems to be keeping up just fine. We don't have enough of the lathes. Interesting. Can we do 6 of these? I can't right now because I can only afford 1 more. Yeah, we might have to like split off the rods or something. I think we're gonna have to do that. Let's do this. Let's do a... If we could do a splitter here. No, that's not going to work. We could get really ugly. People will cry and gnash their teeth, but that's okay. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'll send half of them to get sold in theory. Something like that. So, switch. And we'll see if we can keep up. It does suck them in even when they're sitting there crossways. We got that going for us. Oh, we already finished it. We need copper threaded rod now. Oh, perfect. As I got everything all set up. Alright, we'll let these go through. And then we'll redo our line. And we'll do copper. We'll just send copper through the same thing, basically. This is all done. I forgot it was only like 40 of those, wasn't it? We weren't ramping up to extreme production. Get rid of that, and then we just need to feed copper into here. We're going to have the same problem with the copper, I think. Ew. We're going to have to sell half of those as well. Okay, then we can go... No, we can't do that. Can't do that. We're going to have to get ugly again. Up and over. No, it's ugly. It's a crime against humanity. But it should work. Alright, and then we can bypass these guys. Start sending some good old copper through. What a glorious mess. I love it. And then I should have looked at the quests. Let's see. Master of Pipes is available. We're not going to do it. We'll just do the threaded stuff. A threaded copper, and then we have to do like all of them. That'll be a whole other ordeal. And we need polished steel threaded rod. Wow. Okay. Doing lots of threaded rod. Oh, wait. I really shouldn't record on like my lunch breaks from work. Because I'm trying to send ingots in here. That ain't gonna work, dummy. That ain't gonna work at all. Alright, let's just pretend like that didn't happen. We'll get rid of this. Do. That never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. Definitely never happened. We're gonna need one of you over here doing extruded rods. And then we're gonna need you to grab all of this stuff. Sell it. Just to sell. That's what Obsessively Clean Gaming says. If you like hunting games, go check out Obsessively Clean Gaming. Good stuff. Alright, can I squeeze a rod maker in here? That is the question. Also, there's a whole bunch of copper back here from when I had the corner screwed up. So we need one of these guys. Where did he go? Rod extruder. We need one of those. Over here somewhere. Does that fit? I mean, that might actually fit. Stand by while I make another crime to humanity. Okay, and then we can sort off the half of them. And maybe get them sold. They just go onto there. They might just go onto there. Let's try that. Yeah. Let's try that. Alright. It's probably going to be a disaster. What did I forget this time? This episode is Kerbo does all the wrong things. Pretty much how it's going. Hey, we got a copper rod coming out. Look at that. We might even get some copper threaded rods coming through here. I want to get a nice screenshot with some threaded rods on it. Can I take a screenshot while I'm crouching? No. I have to let go of control and hit F12. I don't know if that did the thing. And we got some threaded rods coming out. No, that's going to get stuck over there. Alright, I see that. Cool. Threaded rods. You can eventually get over there. Let's do that. And then does it fall off the edge or does it actually go on the belt? Eh, that might work. If we don't look at it, we can just pretend like it works. There we go. We only got to do 40 of these, so we don't need to get too carried away. And then what do we have next up? We have the... I'm not going to worry about pipes right now. We're still looking for rare geodes. We did get 4 out of 6 on the quartz, so that's cool. We might need some of the bigger miners. I don't remember if any of those are putting out. Well, it just says mystery geo, doesn't it? We probably need more of those. We have one in the gold and one in the copper. I don't have the iron one going. We need to get that going at some point. Okay, we still got a bunch of stuff down here. Cool. We're a fourth of the way there on the copper rods. Look at all this coal. Actually, we could make steel since we're just bypassing this. Let's, if we can get down to the copper one. Yeah, let's just start, since we're just selling it. Might as well sell some steel. There we go. Switched over. Come on, coal. You get a little bit of a coal reserve built up. You have these guys over here making coal too, right? Yeah, he does coal. Oh, again, I need to get some conveyors set up. Or some scaffolds, I mean. Also, I'm trapped in here now. Let's get rid of that. Kind of wish it wouldn't put one down for every single conveyor, but that's just kind of the way the game works right now. Yeah, you're doing coal. This doesn't need to be here anymore. This was part of my rebuild I never took down. While we're over here, let's run down. I did get the big guy going again. Yeah, it's doing the mystery geodes and stuff. It'll eventually pop out. Somebody mentioned about I had a corner conveyor somewhere. That may have been already redone. Saw a comment about a corner conveyor on this guy, but I think that's already been redone. You're doing stuff occasionally, I think. Hello? Oh, there you are. Okay. So how are we doing on coal? Get back over to the... Oh yeah, we're good on coal now. So we're cranking out the steel to sell. And we're done. No, we're a little over halfway done with the copper threaded rod, so that seems to be going well. Actually, do we even need to split this off to sell? We have enough copper coming through that we need to do that. Let's do that for now. We can always slap that back on there. If we can't keep up. Here, you, go get made into a threaded rod. Ruh-roh. These can get jammed up, it looks like. They don't go in there quite straight. Not the best setup, for sure. But we're getting there. We're almost done with the copper threaded rod. Then the next one's going to be the master, which we still need copper. We need a lot of copper and a lot of iron, and then just 10 gold threaded rods. It's a lot of threaded rods. I may go ahead and expand this to 6. Then we can send whatever we need through it. Well, that's a lot of expense. Alternatively, I could just let it run. Yeah, we have a working solution. Except these splitters don't work very well with rods. I maybe should be splitting up the ingots and doing separate rods, but that would be a lot more rod extruders and stuff going on. I think we're doing all right. This can get a little jumbled up, but stuff happens. Oh, we're there. Nice. Yeah, you, for now, just go ahead and sell. Let that cycle on through. We need to get the gold ingots over here. So for that, we are going to sneak under here. I'm out of corners? Oh my goodness. Conveyors. Corner conveyor. Another 30 of those. Thank you. We have that all done, so we're going to get rid of you. We're going to get rid of all this stuff. To kind of repoint this, this is going to be tricky. So we need... Alternatively, we could do this maybe? We stick one of these here. This has to come out this way so the rods will fit. So that's not ideal. Could do that and then snake it back over. I'd like to formally apologize for this design. And then you could come back through here. Nope, that's going to interfere. Need you to turn here. Then come through. Then you can turn back. Go out, come in, go across. Oh, man. Okay, well, let's do it, shall we? This doesn't work the best for ingots, but let's see what we can do. Then I want to get this turned on before we start doing things. And this can wait for just a bit. Still not getting a lot of geodes through. We need more of the big miner guys. Need more of these. I remember there's one up here. Right here. And it is, yeah, it's iron ore. Off, and then we need to send this all the way over there. So I want a bus that's running right there, maybe? Something like that? Maybe even get up there. I don't think there's a way to increase the distance that you can build. Go ahead and come across this way and get up on it. That will come over here, and then it needs to come and dump into this, basically. Now we could start coming down with it. Yep, one more over. Do that, then fall off. Come on. Maybe should have done this as a walled conveyor. I didn't realize this needs to come up one. A little low, but that's okay. Yeah, something like that. Put it this way, to be a little cleaner. Then I can just start dumping more iron on, as well as some mystery geodes. See if the bus can keep up. All right, how are we doing over here? We have golden rods flying out our ears, and we're already done with that. All right, cool. I like it. So we're done with that. You can just start selling again. Let you guys go through. And then we need to go turn on the... No, we don't need to turn that on yet. Ultimate rod. Be copper and iron now. But I think I'll probably do those one at a time. And I want to expand... Do I want to expand this to 6? We blanc, blanc, and then we could just dump in there to sell. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get 2 more of the... Predator lathes, or whatever they're called. It is a threading lathe. I'm going to do 6 of those bad boys. It's going to be glorious. Alright, I think that is it. Get rid of this travesty. Actually, we'll get rid of all this. We're going to move it down. Little diamond there, balanced on the edge. Interesting. It's been piling up too much. Okay, like it never even happened. It's just that easy to redo your whole factory. Alright, we want 6 of these bad boys. And we can start basically here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we had something come through. What happened? Overflow problem. Oh, they didn't. Duh. God, there's no cluster breaker on there. What a dummy. I didn't do the cluster breaker. Turn off. Yeah. That's gonna blow everything up. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, we'll just get rid of you for now. Send them on through. Okay, detour. We need a cluster breaker over here. I completely dropped the ball on that. So, do we want a cluster breaker set up? Probably over here by where we drop off, right? Yeah, I'm thinking that's what we want to do. So we need our cluster breaker. And I need some of these platforms. Come on. Remember how big these are. Yeah, that would work. Then it'll just drop out into there, I think. So you get that, can I get that one more down? Can I put these... I forget where I had those now. That was one more down. Can I put these even with like that? That's not even the right place. That's why it's being all weird. I kind of do that and then set that there. No, because that's not going to drop out properly. That answers that question. We could do that. That'll kind of let it fall in there. But then we need a sorter because there will be possibly gems and stuff. That's just a Mr. Geode for now. If I don't put a sorter in here, will I forget? Probably. Yeah, that's fine. We'll deal with that down the road. Then I'll forget. So that'll break up the clusters. Everything else will pass through. Life is back to good. What was I doing? I was putting down massive amounts of threading lathes, and this video is getting a little on the long side. Bear with me. So we're going to have you going in, you going in. Let's do 2 of these since we got a little more room now in theory. Then we need you guys to split. You guys to split. You to get put in the right place. Let's do it that way. Like that. And we don't have an even number. That's the downside. We don't have an even number of lathes. So we need like at least 2 more splitters. Which means I should probably buy like 4 more. Routing, I always call them splitters, but they're routing. No, it's not a routing conveyor, it's a smart splitter. There we go. 4 of those. Then we're done with you again. So what I was thinking is putting a merger in here, and then those 2 would be more busy. I don't know if that's going to work. There's one way to find out. So I want that to be an output. Yeah, that. You're going to be more busy. It's going to be okay. Hope. The middle 2 will take twice as many because we have it on. Yeah, y'all get it. Yeah, you get it. And then we got 1 more of these bad boys. This is so ridiculous. And then you go here. Then we can finally start feeding rods into this. And we'll see how badly it breaks. Yeah, there's other ways to do this. 100%. Alright, we need our rod extruder. And we want you to extrude rods. Yeah, I think we need at least one input. Oh man, that is tight. Well, we can do copper. It's right here. Oh boy. Is this gonna work? Who knows? We need a giant output bus across here. You can fall on there and get sold, maybe? Plunk. It may always end up on there. Alright, we need to pump out copper rods like nobody's business. We probably use a little more copper, but I think we're going full blast on the copper. Aren't we? Alternatively, I could have fed that over here. Yeah, it'd be kind of far back in there. Oh yeah, wasn't I going to sort something there? No, I never did. So I'm just throwing away emeralds and stuff from over here. Emeralds and diamonds. Nice. I was going to sort those out. I don't remember if I tested if they passed through there. Oh, they must, because there's an emerald. So maybe we don't need to bypass, unless that came... No, that wouldn't have come from there. Oh, no, it could have come from there. Never mind. Yeah, I think we need to sort those out. Well, there's a diamond. Do we get a diamond out the other end? I'm guessing it breaks. Oh, it doesn't break it. Okay, so we don't need this bypass. Oops. Yeah, we don't need that bypass at all. There we go. Get rid of that. All right, we're doing all the copper stuff back here. Yep. Doing all the copper stuff. I think there's more copper stuff in here, if I remember right. Yeah, so we could feed more copper in if we need to. We'll see how we do with our threaded rod extravaganza over here. Okay, now that we're cluster breaking, I can get my polisher back in. You were right here, if I remember correctly. Now that stuff can get polished again and just go on out and get sold. Get that taken care of. Oh, we finally got our celestite and some amethyst as well. Neat. So we're well on our way to that. Now that we're breaking up the geodes, should be in better shape. Once it doesn't become too much. Copper threaded rods, we're at 35. And how is it looking? It's looking like we could put a little more copper in this system. I know this video has gotten really long, but we've come this far. Let's go ahead and get some more copper in the system. Just, yeah, screw it. We get sold. Let's go over here. Then we will change this to one of these routing merging thingies. That. We'll bring some more copper in from the rear here. Come up like so. The corner in the right direction? It was. Alright. Good deal. Didn't need another backwards corner in my life. We've already done that enough this episode. So, we have copper back in here. Copper everywhere. So we might as well start mining it. Are you on there? You guys can move up, and then we can get these guys. Do we have any big boys back in here? I don't see any big boys. We got regular boys. Back over in this corner. Some copper and some coal. I think we're set up for that. If I remember correctly. So you will just go on out of here, and then you can basically just fall onto that belt. And you will go over here. Down. Oop, you're in the corner. There we go. That'll get some more copper and a little more coal in our life. We can turn you on. You on. We'll mine this up while we're here. And there we go. Get some more copper and junk added in. This is such a pain. Come on. There you go. And we got to duck down to get over here. Oh, there's a basket lid there. Get rid of that. And then everything just passes on through there. Lovely. Should have a bunch more copper coming through. See how stacked up we are now. Everything broken over here? Oh, I see more rods. Should start to see more copper ore coming in. So we're at 92. Not bad, not bad. I think the plan is just to let that run. You've already seen me make the iron threaded rods, so we'll do the same thing. Just I'll start feeding iron into here. We can turn off the coal, we turn it to iron. So I'm going to finish out the threaded rods between episodes. And we can work on the polished steel and the pipes, I think. We need to do a bunch of pipes. So maybe next episode... Well, you've seen me make pipes before, though. We try to make pipes out of all... We could do that. We could try making pipes out of all these. Although iron and steel... kind of need to do those separately, since I'm really not set up to do them at the same time. We'll see. We'll try to finish out the quests, if not next episode... then the episode after. We're kind of nearing the end here. Then we can just kind of work on fun mine designs. Though I'm pretty happy with this setup. But we also have a lot more of the mine to start pulling stuff in. So all that and more coming your way. Thanks as always for hanging out, folks. I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.